Let's go live to Tehran. Al Jazeera's Tohid Asadi is there. Tohid, what are we hearing from leaders there in Tehran?
All over the past few days, what we have been hearing from the Iranian side, including the foreign minister, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and other diplomatic sources, is that there is a good progress, and the two sides, Omani and Iranian sides, are on the verge of announcement of a deal, even though we heard yesterday from the high-ranking diplomatic source saying that there are one or two remaining issues to be resolved, but they are not, according to him, that much complicated. The key issue perhaps is the trajectory through which ships and vessels are going to be given a chance to transit through the Strait of Hormuz, and that's something that yesterday we heard from the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying that agreed upon, and they are, according to him, now agreed coordinates, geographical coordinates for the new lanes for the ships and vessels to pass. But still, we have to keep in mind that there were some other controversial issues, including the charges that Iran was talking about. Initially, the transit charges, later the maritime service charges. Also, when it comes to demining operations, we know that the Iranian side is saying that it should be carried out by Iran, and we are still waiting with respect of the statements that we have been hearing from the Iranian side, saying that there is a possibility for the deal to be announced by the end of even today. We are anticipating any announcement, but last but not the least, they are saying that there is a potentiality for the third factors, third players, disruptive courses of action, which could further hinder this entirely complicated process.
Tohid, what's the prospect? I mean, are there any prospects for the resumption of direct talks between Iran and the US?
Well, so far, what Tehran has been saying is that there are no direct negotiations between Tehran and Washington, but still we have to keep in mind that we are dealing with a chain of events, and obviously the situation at the Strait of Hormuz is one of the key issues in that regard. And of course, this is like a practical test to see whether diplomacy can resolve this issue. We know that the situation at the Strait is not something necessarily between Iranian and Omani side, even though Tehran is saying that the talks right now are just between Muscat and Tehran. We know that at the same time the United States is a key factor. But speaking of the actually Strait of Hormuz situation, there is another key interrelated issue, which is the naval blockade by the Americans, and Iranians have been saying time and again that the situation there is related to the removal of this naval blockade. But speaking of the prospect, we know that there are remaining other controversial issues, specifically when it comes to the memorandum of understanding, whether the situation at the Strait of Hormuz, the resolution of that could pave the way for the revival of the talks and the two sides to get back to Islamabad memorandum of understanding is something that we have to keep waiting.
Al Jazeera's Tohid Asadi reporting live there from Tehran. Many thanks, Tohid.